Ted Bundy, America's terrifying serial killer, a look inside his mind. Welcome to The Most Evil, where we delve into the minds of history's most notorious serial killers. Today, we will explore the terrifying story of Ted Bundy, one of the most notorious serial killers in American history. Through his charming and intelligent facade, Ted Bundy terrorized many people in the 1970s and left a path of death in his wake. Keep watching as we explore the dark corners of his crimes and attempt to comprehend the psychology underlying his horrible deeds. Ted Bundy's upbringing was marked by instability and confusion. Born Theodore Robert Cowell on November 24, 1946, Bundy spent his early years believing that his grandparents were his parents and that his mother was his sister. This deception, orchestrated by his mother, left Bundy with feelings of abandonment and identity crisis from a young age. Bundy's childhood displays of troubling behaviors, such as cruelty to animals and voyeurism, pointed to the dark side of his personality. Despite his intelligence and charm, Bundy struggled to form meaningful relationships and drifted between jobs without finding fulfillment. Bundy's charming facade didn't hide his deep-seated anger and resentment during his transition to adulthood. His fantasies of dominating women grew increasingly dark, fueling a compulsion to act on his darkest impulses. Ted Bundy emerged as a figure of unspeakable evil through his troubled past and psychological turmoil, bound to leave a legacy of devastation. Bundy began a reign of terror in the 1970s, specifically targeting young women in several states. His manipulation and deception often resulted in the fall of his victims, who were often college students. Bundy committed crimes including kidnapping and rape, as well as brutal murder, which left him with a trail of destruction behind him. His ability to blend seamlessly into various social settings allowed him to appear non-threatening and gain the trust of his victims. Bundy often targeted vulnerable individuals, such as young women who were alone or in isolated areas. Once Bundy identified a potential victim, he would employ a range of tactics to lure them into his grasp. Sometimes he would feign injuries or disabilities, appealing to the innate human desire to help those in need. Other times, he would pose as an authority figure, using fake badges or uniforms to gain compliance. Once Bundy had gained the trust of his victims, he would incapacitate them using violence or deception. He employed a variety of methods, including blunt force trauma, strangulation, and even pretending to be a police officer to coerce compliance. Bundy's crimes often involved elements of sadism and sexual violence, reflecting his deep-seated psychological issues. After committing his heinous acts, Bundy would dispose of the bodies in remote locations, making it difficult for authorities to connect the dots. He meticulously covered his tracks, often changing his appearance and adopting different personas to evade detection. The investigation into Bundy's crimes spanned multiple states and involved countless law enforcement agencies. Despite his transient lifestyle and efforts to cover his tracks, investigators meticulously pieced together evidence that linked Bundy to numerous disappearances and murders. Despite Bundy's cunning and ability to evade capture for years, his luck eventually ran out. In 1975, Bundy was pulled over by police in Utah for a routine traffic violation. Suspicious of his behavior and the contents of his vehicle, the officers discovered incriminating evidence linking Bundy to multiple disappearances. Bundy was arrested and charged with kidnapping, which eventually led to murder charges in multiple states. However, Bundy's reign of terror was far from over. In a shocking display of audacity, he managed to escape from custody not once, but twice. During his first escape in 1977, Bundy jumped from a courthouse window while awaiting trial in Colorado. Despite sustaining injuries, he managed to evade capture for several days before being apprehended again. In a brazen act of defiance, Bundy escaped once more in 1978 while awaiting trial in a Colorado jail, this time by crawling through a hole he had previously made in the ceiling of his cell. However, Bundy's second escape was short-lived. Law enforcement agencies across the country launched a massive manhunt, and Bundy was apprehended just days later in Florida. His capture marked the end of a nationwide nightmare and brought a sense of closure to the countless families affected by his crimes. Ted Bundy's mentality is still under close examination. Psychologists have investigated a number of possibilities in an effort to figure out what motivated Bundy to carry out such horrific deeds. From personality problems to childhood trauma. Even today, experts find it difficult to understand his cruel tendencies and ability to blend in with society. Even though Ted Bundy's terror reign came to an end, his legacy lives on as a warning story. His story inspired improvements in victim advocacy and criminal profiling, while bringing attention to the risks associated with charming predators. His crimes have a profound effect on society and serve as a somber reminder of the darkness that exists inside. With our investigation into Ted Bundy's mind coming to an end, there are still more questions than answers. His story continues to serve as a chilling reminder of the depths of human depravity and the necessity of being vigilant while encountering evil. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content on true crime and psychological analysis. Remember to stay vigilant, and until next time, stay safe.